Hello everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to move a cube, in this case this blue one, to the position of wherever you click. So as you can see, wherever I click, it applies the position of a yellow cube, and you can see that that blue object is tracking to that yellow cube. So that's how this tutorial is going to work. Alright, I'm just going to get started. So to start off, what you want to do is actually just double click the A button until everything is selected, and hit X and delete. Hit 7 to go in the top view and do spacebar and then add a plane, and hit S and 10 to scale this plane out like this. Let's now add a torus by doing spacebar and then add torus like this. And what we're going to do is rename this torus. Actually, let's not rename it, but let's apply new material and let's have this material be red. There you go. Alright, let's now just start doing some scripting with it. So let's go from defaults to game logic and go from Blender render to Blender game. And on our torus, let's add an always sensor. Let's add a mouse sensor. This mouse sensor will be named as mouse over like this. And let's add it as a move over any. Okay. Let's now add a mouse sensor again. Keep it at left button with tap selected, and I'll rename this as click, and I'll minimize. Let's add a Python controller and connect it like this. Now that we have this, let's do templates, Python, and then game logic simple. Drag this out right here and delete the portion I've highlighted. Hit Control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. And let's rename this as scripts.py. Script.py like that, and minimize this. Alright, now that we have that, let's start off by making our mouse visible by doing from BGE import render. And do render.show mouse and then 1. Okay, now that we have this, what we're going to do is just define our two sensors. Mouse over is going to equal controller.sensors mouse over, and click is going to equal controller.sensors click. Alright, now that we have this, let's have it so that if our mouse is over something, we're going to have our torus equal, or we're going to have our torus positioned at that spot. So if mouse over dot positive, we're going to have own.world position is going to equal mouse over dot hit position. And if we're not hovering our mouse over something, let's just set the visibility to nothing, or invisible. So let's have own.setVisible 0 and own.setVisible 1. So if we're hovering our mouse over something, it's going to be visible and not invisible. And we should see this like this. We're hovering over something, and if we move off, it's invisible. But here we go again. Alright. Now that we have this, what we're going to do is add a cube by doing spacebar and then add a cube. I'm going to hit S to scale this cube down, and you can see it in the middle right there. If I hit Z to go into wireframe, we're going to apply a yellow material to this cube, like this. Hit Z to go out of wireframe, and I'm going to rename this as cube all lowercase. Okay, hit the physics tab and have ghost selected. And what we're going to do is inside of our scripts, let's define the current scene at the top. So scene is going to equal bg.logic.get current scene like this. And let's define our cube object by doing cube is going to equal scene.objects cube. Okay, now that we have that, what we're going to do is have if we're hovering our mouse over the main background, and if click.positive, so if we're over an object and we click, what's going to happen is we're going to have own.world position, or not own.world position, sorry, the cube.world position is going to equal mouse over.hits position. Alright. So we can see now I've got cube right there, and we're going to set the world position to be wherever we press. So if I click here, you can see it's moving around our map like this. Okay, now that we have that, we want to have another object which is going to indicate, or kind of be like our player, track to it. So let's do spacebar and then add a cube. This cube will be over in this corner, and I'm going to apply a blue coloring to this cube, like this. Add an always sensor on our new cube. Actually, I'll rename this cube as player just to make it easier. Player. And then on our cube, let's edit object actuator, change from add object to track to, and have it track to our cube, and add a motion actuator, and I'll just put 0.15 on the y-axis and minimize this. Connect these like this, and we should see that if I hit play and I click around, our cube is now going to follow to that new yellow cube. Alright, guys, that is how you essentially have a player track to wherever you're clicking. I hope you guys find this useful. Thanks for watching.